I want to throw some dark on the subject.
Okay, to transform Trax from his vehicle mode to his flying alt mode, first come to the bottom and untab the wings by simply lifting them up. You can see the tab goes into that slot, and do the same on the other side. And then we want to rotate these wings down on both sides, and then come here, grab here to prevent this from moving, so that now you can fold up this wing on that hinge. Come to the other side and do the same thing, and then we will clean up the wings near the end. So now let's come up a little bit to get a better view. And then now the arms, you want to untab them and bring them down on both sides. And then here you want to rotate these tires out so the tires are facing back. And then now we need to start opening up all these tabs. So here, this back piece, you could just bend down to untab it here and then lift it up. And then you need to get the hinge tab here from behind this fender out, and also the hooking tab here out. So first you want to get this side first, and you need to bring down this gray piece which is on this slider, but you also need to bring down this front part as well to prevent this sliding piece from sliding up when you're trying to tab this in. And so you bring them both down, and you could see it's parallel, and now you'll see that this should be easier to come out. You push in and rotate the door up and out. So push in here and make sure this piece stays down. This part's important. And then you bring this out like so. And then after you got that, then this side you also need to bring out. This one, you just need to pull this out, that tab. So, and then after you got that done, you come to the other side and do the same thing. And this side, I think it's my copy maybe, the tolerance is really tight. So yeah, you kind of have to pull a little harder on this side. And then like I said, you also need to bring down the front part. And then now you can push in and rotate up to the push in on the bottom part, and then you can get this up. You just need to get some room here, and it's a hooking tab, so it's a little hard sometimes. You have to apply some force to get that out. And then come to the back here, and this one, just get a good grip, and then you want to pull this out. You're pushing this piece in to get that parting line to be a little bit more open, which will make it easier to flip this out. And then you could see after you got that out, now we can fold in the side view mirrors on both sides. And this piece is really annoying. It just doesn't lock in place. It keeps getting in the way. And then there's these two panel pieces you want to fold in on both sides, and then we can rotate the doors in like so. And then well, no, maybe not. Let's because I just realized maybe you can get some better room here for your finger, because what you need to do is now re-tab this piece to go in here. Let me do it on this side because the tolerance here isn't as tight as the other side. So you make sure these are down, and like I said, you need to make sure both of these don't bring it out all the way. Now we need to get that up like so it's parallel. And then we need to get this in, and here I'm showing you could see it's a hooking tab, and there's actually two slots for it. There's a slot for this. See, when you fold this up, you could see there's a second tab. So the thickness of this gap is 2, but the main thing is you just need to know that you need to get this hooking tab in here. So once you get this in, and then you're gonna slide it over to the other side so it's nice and flush, and you could see it's not moving around. Then you can lift this up on both sides, to lock it in place. And then come to the other side and do the same thing. I laugh because this side, the tolerance is a little tighter, but make sure this piece stays down. And like I said, you want to have some room here for your finger to get a good grip here, because you need to get that tab to go in, and then you're going to push it out to the side. And then after you got that, I'm holding it in place, push that up and then push the front up, and now we got this in. And this is very important, because if you don't have these tabbed in, then this the front part of the vehicle is going to be up a little bit, then it's not lined up parallel here, so that's important. And then the other reason is because once you get this arm transformed, there's the tab that goes in. If you don't have this locked in, this is going to be pushing in and out, pushing in and out, so it's going to be hard to get that tabbed in. So now let's just get that hood back in, and then now we can fold these in. And here, just letting you know, the little tab here, there is a little slot for it. It's actually the gap here, you know, underneath the hip. So here, when you bring it in, you just need to make sure that that tab goes in and locks in place underneath that space there on the hip. So bring this in, and there is a little bending plastic over the plastic, but the quality of the plastic is not prone to breakage, X-Transbots, so no worries. Okay, so now we got that all nice and secure. And then now we need to fix these arms. So first, let's straighten out these arms on both sides. And then here we're going to rotate at the lower bicep 180, and then that panel piece, you want to flip it up and over and tab it in. Let's see, get that tab to line up, tab it in, give it a good squeeze. So now you could see the blue is facing the front, and then do the same on the other side. So let's straighten out the arm, and then we can rotate the lower bicep around 180, and then lift that tab up, bring it up all the way, get that tab to line up, tab it in, give it a good squeeze. And then now we can, this is pretty intuitive. You just need to now figure out how to rotate all of this so it goes in. But first, we need to untab this wheel. So you want to untab that, come to the other side and untab the other side as well. And then here now, first you just need to make sure the blue is facing the top, and you could see the tab's going to go in there. And then now you just need to fold this up accordingly. So fold it up in an L shape, and then you get that tab to go in, give it a good squeeze. And like I said, unless you get this tabbed in, locked in, secure, every time you're pushing it in, you're pushing in and out, in and out. So here it's all nice and solid. So come to the other side and do the same thing. Now you want to fold this up. Well, make sure that the blue is facing up, and then now you want to fold the arm in, and that's why these come up, so you could see it's giving some space for that white bicep. And then here, find the tab and a slot, line it up, tab it in, give it a good squeeze on both sides. And then now we can close this up, the back part. And like I said, trying to get everything tabbed in is always a little tricky on this one, because you need to get everything perfectly aligned. And that's because they made everything so perfect to have all these clean lines that even tabbing it in, you need to get it perfectly lined up. But here, have it bend down a little bit, and then get that tab to go in, and then it should be easy just to push up instead of going up and then down. So go from down, up, and in, and then give it a good squeeze. And oh no, I forgot a step. There's always a lot of steps. So here first you want to open up the side wings at the side of the rear vehicle. So pull out and then up. Remember, this is on a sliding joint. So you could see the parting line there. So because you need to pull out and then up. This is the step I forgot. You need to bring up the wings. And then tab these back in. Close it, tab it in, and then here you need to clean this up. It's on a sliding hinge, so you could see you need to push it in to get it all nice and flush. And then now get this piece tabbed back in. So first just make sure all of these are properly aligned, and then you want to get the tab to line up and from the bottom up and on both sides, and then you want to push up, and then once you get it in, give it a good squeeze. And yeah, this might come out tough because the tolerance on the tab isn't very tight. And then now we need to rotate these wings so they attach to the wheel. So on the gray piece here, you could see this rotates, and then there is the little tab and the little slot on the wheel. So line that up, tab it in, get that tab to line up, tab it in, and then give it a good squeeze. And then do the same for the other side. You want to rotate this gray piece so that tab comes down, lines up with the slot in the tire. Tab that in, give it a good squeeze. And then now the last step, which I always seem to forget, is well, actually he does appear in the cartoon like this before he brings out his the barrel piece for the gun. And this one just simply tabs in, and the friction here is pretty tight. This is not like Takata where they put little 2 tabs on the top so you hook it in. So this one's just holding in place just simply by the tight friction, which is good enough because it's done really well. And then just make sure everything's all tabbed up and everything's pushed in nice and clean. And now we have tracks in his make sure these get closed up too. And now we have tracks in his flying alt mode.